Yeah, for real, for real, for real. This is real, for real. I'm in the field for real. I'm about my check for real. I'm about my respect for real. My diamonds are crystal clear. I'm shining from ear to ear.
What's going on, everybody? Today we're going to be previewing the Warsaw Pro, and I'm going to briefly talk about the Kazakhstan Pro as it's maybe going on within the next couple of hours, but I'm just going to assume that Ashley K is going to win the Kazakhstan Pro and get her 50th win. But if there's other girls that I've seen in that show that may potentially place, obviously Ekaterina, who just came off of second place last week. I also think, what's her name? She did get like fourth or fifth in the mile high a couple, like last year or a year or two ago. Alina from Kyrgyzstan, I have her at least getting into that third, fourth, fifth range. Aisha, who has competed in the U.S., I have her up there, and also I think I forgot her name, but I have those four pretty much in the top spots, as we might see. But we're gonna go and I'm gonna show you guys the list. Let's pull it up for the Warsaw Pro. Okay, so my front runner to win is going to be Adriana. It's her home. She's going to defend and win it. I have her winning. She did defeat Jess in Europa. I do think that she's the one that to take this one home. I have Anna in second. She probably could be that girl to win it as well, but I think the one girl I wanted to talk about, and I think that she has a potential to place second or be higher, is I think her name's Chiara or Kiki. I'm gonna pull it up right here. I mean, this is a great bikini structure, but I just think how she's posing may hurt her. But I think she did do a couple shows. She did get third here. Very pretty girl. I love the purple suit on her. Now, this is not fully posed, but that is a great back pose right here for her. Great glute genetics on her. I definitely would have her at least second or third, depending on how she shows up against others. Oh, see, she did compete recently. So this looks better than last time, but I don't see a back pose on her. Also, obviously, I'd have Jess Feeney in the top spot. Let me pull up this one. Names. Okay. Julie. Jewel. Can't find her. So her name is Julie. I think she got fifth in her debut. Forgot her last name, but let me pull it up again. Oh, here we go. She's from Czech Republic. Svitkava. So she didn't do well in the Europa, but in her pro debut, she won her pro card and then did the pro show the same day. So she was kind of tired. So I feel like a more refreshed version of her is going to be much better. Do I have any? Nope. So, and then I think my last one to talk about is going to be probably Renata. She's been like fourth, fifth. Renata. Here you go. It's just how she's posing, and obviously she needs a little more size. But I think I'd have her around fifth, sixth place. And then obviously our winner is going to probably most likely be Adriana. She did come off from the Olympia. She did look good. I did say that if she doesn't place, she would probably be in that third call out, which she did land in. But coming back after 2 years and doing well is really phenomenal. Do I think that in the future she could place in Olympia? If she comes in better, if she comes in, much comfortable, and obviously red is fine on her. I do like the purple suit on her. I mean, there's just too many red suits this year. She's good in the front, but then in the back, it's kind of like that's where she's lacking because she's not really showing her back pose in a lot of them. I think it's because like she's snatched in the front, but a little wider in the back, and that's just genetics. She has a longer torso as well, so that's something you can also see with her. See right here. Yeah, like if she was more snatched, it would be a much better physique, and obviously more in the glutes as well. Right. Clearly think that she's going to win. So that being said, there were shows in Asia, but I just felt like I wouldn't really cover them very well because there aren't many big stars. I mean, obviously I know who Nataya is, and I think her name is Yuyanga from Mongolia. She won that Taiwan show last year, but I just didn't feel like it's just one or two girls I recognize, and I think another one I forgot her name. She won a show. I think her name's Jaiki or something like that. I mean, they look great, and I just don't, it's hard for me to review them. It's nothing against any of the athletes, but it's just one or two that stand out versus having a whole bunch of lists that I've seen compete in the US. I don't see any of those girls compete in the US until they get to the Olympia, which some of them wind up may not doing very well in. But if I'm going to talk about the Warsaw Pro, we're going to get into our list right here. Here we go. Okay. I'm going to go Adriana, Ada. And then I'm going to go Anna second. Chiara. I'm going to go Jess. I'm going to go Renata. And then I'm going to go Julie. But I do think between Chiara and Anna, if Anna's way too hard, then I think Chiara will overtake her. But if Anna's on point and Adriana's somewhat off, I would say that she would get second. But I don't think Adriana's going to be off. And I think her working with James, they've done something pretty good. And, coming back and fitting the criteria very well is truly amazing. I definitely think she's a phenomenal athlete. I definitely think that she's going to be one of those girls within a couple of years. And I don't know how old she is. I didn't talk to her much, but she's on the younger side. But I definitely think she's going to keep going into her physique and realize her potential. But yeah, she's a phenomenal athlete. But, this will be a more interesting lineup. And I don't mean I'm not taking that away from anybody else, but we kind of can see who's going to be our front rider, most likely one we recognize. But we might be shocked after next week. We might see a surprise. Like we had Ekaterina winning Moscow and most likely qualifying, but she didn't win it. And I think Eugenia, that other girl that took the win, and she got qualified. So it's just, we don't know until the show happens. It's not really clear. We're seeing a lot of the shows go overseas, and I'm interested for next week with Romania and Iron Games. I'm hoping because Iron Games is in US, it's in California. It's going to be probably one of the biggest shows on the West Coast. So I'm thinking maybe we'll get a lot more athletes there. I'm hoping around 30, because I think that one time Attila won, there was like 50 girls and she won the show. But that show would have a lot of depth. But I know some of the shows this year have been kind of lacking. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Romania, especially because we got some top pros doing it. We have some people that want to qualify doing it. Never know if Ashley K might hop into one of them shows and say, "You're not going. I'm sorry. We can't have too many girls." But that's the one thing that's been talking around, and they may not have many pro shows in bikini for next year. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but obviously you want to contain the prestige of the Olympia. You have to have a good amount of depth, but how are you going to contain it with so many shows? Maybe have early cutoff dates, maybe you have an elimination round. That's something I have been talking about with some of the people in it, because they've said I'd rather judge 30, 35, 40 at most, but 50, 60 is just too many. One thing I kind of miss was the point system. I really wish they brought that back. It was fun, it was exciting, but it's promoters have to make money because they have to have the depth and they have to have people buying the streams, selling tickets. But if they lose and there's a lost gain that they have to go through because they don't have the finance to run the show. So I think there's some promoters that are not having a show for next year because they just didn't get the ROI they needed to keep up. But the most common divisions, and if you saw Saturday finals at the Olympia, it was just classic, men's physique, bikini. That's why they have them Saturdays. That's why Saturday night sells out, because the most popular divisions, like we're having Chris Bumstead going to the Open for Prague, and Saturday sold out because that's finals. That's phenomenal. You have to have that person to like draw eyes to, so that you actually want to go and see the show. And obviously, with a name like Chris Bumstead, that's going to obviously bring in numbers and draw traction. I mean, if someone like Laura Lee, if someone like Jen, Maureen, or Issa were doing the show, I think it's going to bring traction to it, and Amy as well. But yeah, that's kind of my short little preview on the Poland Pro and the Kazakhstan Pro, and I think Ashley's going to get her 50th win, and she is inevitable. But thank you guys for tuning in. Appreciate you guys. I'm going to make these videos more longer and go into depth, and obviously I'm going to do a Q&A. I'm going to put a Q&A box on my story, and you guys can submit anonymously, and I'll answer it to the best of my abilities. I'm best answer it. If they're good questions, like send me some good questions, something good. It could be about training, diet, shows, what I think about something. I'm going to give you my answer. It's Q&A, questions that I'm going to give you a realistic answer. And then within the next couple of weeks, I'm going to get some of the athletes on and interview them and go about that. But I appreciate you guys so much. Take care.